Welcome, everyone, and thank you so much for your interest in the 2025 Kentucky Woodland Owner Short Course. I'm Billy Thomas, an Extension Forester here at the Department of Forestry and Natural Resources, and I'm really excited to be with you all today talking about the 2025 Kentucky Woodland Owner Short Course. Hopefully you can see here that we have a big program lined up for you, and this is going to be running from June through August, which is an extended period. We're not meeting every day, but we will meet many times throughout that period. We have more than 10 different partner organizations that are part of the 2025 Kentucky Woodland Owner Short Course, and I'll introduce you to a few of those here in a moment. And we're going to be approaching this really in a split way. We're going to have some online sessions, actually 6 online sessions in advance of some field sessions. So we've got 2 optional field sessions for you, and you can choose to either do the online only or the online and a field session. So I want to kind of preview the program for you all, and I hope that you all, if you don't register yourself, you will let somebody else know who could benefit from this program. All right, so let's talk about those 6 online sessions briefly. They do have statewide applicability, and that's important because we have woodland owners all across Kentucky, and you may or may not be able to come to our field sessions, but everyone can come to the online session. So we're trying to make these with statewide applicability. You'll have a chance to interact live with our presenters. If you can watch those live, they're going to be in the evenings on Tuesdays and Thursdays in June, and we've tried to set that at a convenient time for everyone, regardless where you live in Kentucky. We will be recording those. So if for some reason there's 1 or 2 of the evenings you can't be with us live, we will have those recordings available for you so that you can catch up with us. And also I would say is just watch those before you join the field sessions. And honestly, this is a really unique opportunity to get a tremendous amount of information in a very, very short window, all at your convenience, right? You can do it from your home, you can do it from your phone, you can do it from the back porch, wherever you want. As long as you got an internet signal, you can join us as part of these online sessions. And I think you'll really get a lot out of it. So even if you cannot join us for the field sessions or either of the field sessions that I'll introduce here in a moment, please consider doing the online only option, because then you will still get a lot of great content and you can probably get a lot of your questions addressed that way. All right. So I want to kind of quickly introduce each of our webinars. This first one is going to be me. I'm going to start us off on why and how to manage our woodlands. And I'm going to be splitting that session on June 10th with Laurie Thomas. She is the one who does our weekly commentaries of Kentucky that we have many of on our website, that if you ever want to check those out, please do so. But she's going to be talking about the process of managing, the process of identifying trees, how you kind of go about that process. So it's a great opportunity to kind of learn or refresh your tree identification skills. And then on June 12th, we're going to be jumping over and we're going to have kind of a split session. We're going to have Mike Silliman, who is the current president of the Kentucky Association of Consulting Foresters. He's going to be talking about comprehensive woodland management. Though he is representing the whole group of Kentucky Association of Consulting Foresters and how you can connect with them. He's going to be splitting that session with Clay Turner. Clay oversees the Forest Stewardship Program here in Kentucky, and he's going to be talking about how to go about woodland management in Kentucky, specifically working with the Kentucky Division of Forestry. And then the following week, we're going to have Dr. Amanda Gumbert. She's going to be talking about woodlands and water quality. I know many landowners really value the water features they have on their property, whether that be a stream or other feature. And Dr. Gumbert will be talking about how the intersection of woodlands and woodland management impacts water quality, and some of the things we can do to help ensure a higher water quality on our own woodlands and throughout the state. So looking forward to that one. And we're going to also have on June 19th, Mr. Jacob Stewart. Jacob oversees the private lands biologist here in Kentucky for the Kentucky Department of Fish and Wildlife Resources, and he's going to be talking about wildlife management in Kentucky. Jacob's also happens to be the current president of the Kentucky Prescribed Fire Council. So I'm sure we'll hear a lot about prescribed fire as well from Jacob. He's going to also be talking about some of the other groups that are out there doing some work related to wildlife management in Kentucky. And then we're going to have Dr. Ellen Crocker on June 24th, and you're going to get an expanded segment on woodland health. This is a great opportunity to take a deep dive into some of the threats and challenges facing our woodlands, but more importantly, what we can do about it and how we can help our woodlands be healthier, more productive. So we'll look forward to having Dr. Crocker on June 24th. And then on June 26th, we're going to have Mr. John Schultz. John is the state forester for the Kentucky Natural Resources Conservation Service, and he's going to be talking about how his organization, NRCS, works to support woodland owners when it comes to being good stewards of their property and getting good conservation work on that. And John's going to be splitting that online session with some other groups. We're going to have representatives from the Kentucky Woodland Owners Association, from the UK Cooperative Extension County Agents, as well as the soil conservation districts out there. So those are just some of the other partners that are available to work with our landowners on a one-on-one basis. So you'll get a chance to hear from many of those organizations on June 26th. So that's going to conclude our 6 online sessions for the 2025 Kentucky Woodland Owner Short Course. And again, these will be live as well as recorded for future viewing. And all of these sessions are intended to set us up for those field sessions. So we have 2 field sessions for folks to choose from. And these are optional, right? You can come to and do just the online, or you can do the online and the field sessions. We do ask that if you are planning to join us for the field sessions, that you also watch those online recordings or join us live before you come to those. So those are going to be on Saturdays, and they're going to run basically 9:30 to 3:30, and we're going to pack them with a lot of great content. One of those is going to be a woodland owner farm tour. We've recently went out and scouted these tours that we're going to be looking at both of the locations, and we've got 2 amazing woodland owners that are going to be there as hosts for those events, and they're going to be talking to us about their management. But we're also going to be having representatives from the Kentucky Department of Fish and Wildlife Resources, Kentucky Division of Forestry, NRCS, consultant foresters, and many others as presenters during those field sessions when we do that farm tour. And a new addition to our Woodland Owner Short Course this year is a thing we're calling the Woodland Owner Resource Extravaganza. And this is an opportunity for all of our attendees that come to the field sessions to have some really meaningful interactions with all the partners, organizations, and agencies that are available to support woodland owners. So instead of you having to track down all of the people who can work with you on your property, we're going to try to bring them into one room for you to interact with. So we're going to have a nice kind of coordinated event there that allows you to interact with those organizations and agencies that you need to help you be a good steward of your property. The first one of those is going to take place on July 19th at Whitley County Extension Office, and that's just less than a half a mile off of Interstate 75. So if you're down in that area of the state, we hope that you'll be able to join us and make the most of that great field day there. We're really looking forward to that one. And then the following month on August 16th, we're going to be up in Pendleton County, and we're going to be meeting at the Pendleton County Extension Office. Right there in the heart of Falmouth, Kentucky. So these extension offices are serving as hosts for these facilities or for these events, and a big thanks to both of those offices for opening up their offices for us to take advantage of and use those spaces. We'll let you know that there are $30 registration fee if you want to come to the online session and the field session, and it's $45 if you want to bring someone with you. So we're trying to encourage, that doesn't have to be a husband and wife, that could be a mother and a daughter, or it could be a grandfather and a grandson, or whoever it is. We're trying to encourage those that are working on the property or who have a vested interest in the property to come. So take advantage of that couples registration discount, and that does include all the online sessions as well as 2 field session registrations to the same session. So we'll hope you'll take advantage of that. So please register. We've got a nice little website set up so you can register for that. And here's the URL for that. I can read that for our podcast listeners, and that is wosc.ca.uky.edu/2025 hyphen WOSC. So check us out there. Again, this runs June through August. We have these field sessions, again, featuring a woodland owner resource extravaganza as well as the farm tours. And those are going to take place in July 19th in Whitley County, August 16th in Pendleton County. You also have the option of doing online only. For $10, you can register and get access to all the online sessions, the live as well as the recordings of those. If you want to come to the online sessions as well as one of the field sessions, that's $30. And if you want to bring somebody with you, we try to make it a little bit cheaper at $45 to do that. So please join us, whether that's online or in the field sessions. You don't want to miss this opportunity. This is the largest woodland owner educational program that takes place annually in Kentucky, and it's a great opportunity to really make some meaningful connections that can help you take care of your property for the long haul. If you have any questions about the Kentucky Woodland Owner Short Course, please reach out to me, Billy Thomas, and you can hit me up via email at billy.thomas@uky.edu, or you can hit me on the phone at 859-257-9153. I look forward to seeing you online and in the woods.